When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. He cut off the heads of 131 lords.
Hey everybody, Jerry Williams, aka Greater Sapien here. Thanks for stopping by. Today we are looking at more claims from Dubé's 200 Proofs Earth is not a spinning ball. We come to 124 and 125. Amateur balloon footage taken above the clouds has provided stunning visual proof that the sun cannot be millions of miles away. In several shots, you can see a clear hot spot reflecting on the clouds directly below the sun's spotlight-like influence. If the sun were actually millions of miles away, such a small localized hotspot could not occur. Can someone tell me where this idea came from? I first heard this from the moon landing deniers when they would say, "This photo on the moon has a hot spot, which means the light source must have been nearby studio light, not the sun, because only nearby light sources could cause hot spots." This is a rule that is just wholly made up. Hotspots have nothing to do with the distance of the light source, but is related to the reflectivity of the object and the angle of the observer. But let's talk about this made-up rule about light sources needing to be nearby. First, if it's not made up, can any of you please send me a source for this claim? And also, can someone explain to me what is meant by nearby? I would assume what is considered nearby would be flexible depending on the size and brightness of the light source. Dubé's flat Earth model has a sun 32 miles wide and a few thousand miles away, but I assume a standard light bulb would have to be closer to be considered nearby. The logic being the larger and brighter the light source, the farther away it can be and still cause a hotspot. So, if the sun in our model is 27,000 times bigger than Dubé's sun and 27,000 times farther away than Dubé's sun, it proportionately would be equally nearby, if that rule wasn't wholly made up, which it is. 125. Another proof the sun is not millions of miles away is found by tracing the angle of sun rays back to their source above the clouds. There are thousands of pictures showing how sunlight comes down through cloud cover at a variance of converging angles. The area of convergence is, of course, the sun, and is clearly not millions of miles away, but rather relatively close to Earth, just above the clouds. It's funny. You guys always make this claim about crepuscular rays, but none of you ever show the measurements, math, and results of your calculations. I'm guessing if you did, you would all come up with wildly different numbers, and none of them would make sense. But while you're gathering the data from crepuscular rays, maybe you can do the same for anti-crepuscular rays while you're at it. These guys here, I'm guessing you won't, because anti-crepuscular rays are evidence the convergence seen in crepuscular rays is just due to that thing you globe deniers love so much: perspective. Because the sun is so far away, millions of miles, the lines of both crepuscular and anti-crepuscular rays are quite nearly parallel. So, depending on where the observer is positioned, the lines can appear to converge at the sun, directly opposite the sun, or, as these different examples show, parallel. If the sun was nearby, the lines would converge at the sun no matter which angle they were seen from, especially if the sun is just above the clouds, like you say in your claim. Wait, just above the clouds? You know that the highest clouds are only 50 miles or so up, right? I thought you said the sun was a few thousand miles away. So, not just above the clouds, I guess.
That's my job! That's what I do! I don't lose! I win! Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.